Welcome, everybody, to Real Laughs on Real Radio 104.1. I am Miguel Colon hosting today. It's Tuesday, and of course, we got a great lineup of some of my favorite friends in comedy. We got my partner in crime, Mr. James Yon. What up, James?
What up? It's still a cavalcade.
Cavalcade, everybody. I like that. If you ever listen, there's an episode where you guys say that, and I'm like, cavalcade has nothing to do with horses. And then I Google it, and the first thing it's like, cavalcade, horses, images, horses. And it even brings up caval, Latin prefix for horses. I'm like,
Yes.
wow. Once again, I find myself in an argument where I know nothing about, and yet I'm so passionate about it.
Amen. Amen. That's how we do it.
We've also got my good friend and the writer of The Lowdown, Mr. Mike Hurley. Mike, what's up?
Yeah, man. Anytime you get passionate like that, we treat you like John Belushi in Animal House. Like the Germans invade Pearl Harbor, let him go. He's on a roll. Just let him have it. Just let him have it. It's not use arguing. We don't have time to Google right now. Let him have it.
85% of our Real Radio audience is like, he's right. You know that?
It's like we said at the obligatory podcast. We're a lot of bro science around here. We say what we think is correct, and if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. I don't know.
6% of America are flat earthers and don't believe in the moon landing. So we're somebody's listening and liking what we're saying. You know. Also on tonight's show, always we have the Godfather of Orlando comedy, Mr. Ken Miller. What up, Ken?
Which one of y'all got fireworks still popping in the background?
All of us.
Okay.
All of us.
I heard like pop, 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 pop. I'm like, well, who getting shot at?
Makes you want to go out and smoke some meat, doesn't it, Ken?
Yeah.
I'm on my way right now.
Now, Ken, you started your ribs at 4:00 on July 4th. They ready yet?
Yeah.
Do you want fall off the bone or do you want fall off the bone?
which is crazy, dude. I hate fall off the bone ribs.
Yeah.
Really? You want a little toughness to them?
I'd hate when they
You want
fall
some
off the bone.
solidity to them.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I feel like the next Guy Fieri diners and dives and drive-ins is just going to be him in front of Ken's house. And just him with his blonde hair. He's like, this was worth the drive to a gated community.
Yeah. And comedian Danny Davenport just sitting there with his arms crossed like I started a monster. You know?
The Ken's like, don't park on the grass.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, real quick now, Ken, smoker. That's your new thing. You live by, die by. You swear by this smoker that you got.
Yeah,
I've been on the air fryer kick. Like I said, it's not the same as a fryer, but there's a lot of things you can fry in it that you're like, this is good too. I like this. But like, you're not gonna make chicken and be like, oh, this crispy falling off the bone. Now I know, James, you're a real culinary guy. You have a big culinary background. Do you got like a live by, die by, like cooking thing you're using now? Like you crock pot man? Like what's something that the Yon family needs once a week to be ready and in perfect condition to make dinner right?
Well, we're a bunch of gadget people for cooking. Like we use gadgets all throughout the week. Like I got an air fryer, one for family size. Now it's not going to cook meat the best as far as being crispy like real fried chicken. It's going to be great for like potatoes and side items. Quick and it's easy. Like French fries, you got French fries in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
With no mac. It's still going to be crunchy. It's going to be still pretty good. But as far as like frying chicken and stuff like that, still the old way. But we're using our panini maker each week. We're using our waffle iron each week. And I'm grilling or smoking because I got a smoker too. So we're using gadgets all week. I'm trying to, make it culinary up in here, bro.
Yo, the panini maker takes a boring ass sandwich to another level.
It does.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I think it's just the name
does.
Panini, bro.
Mm-hmm. It makes it fancy. Like I'm having a
the name
panini.
just sounds
think
cool
about
to
it.
me.
Yeah, you want like a turkey sandwich? Nah. Hey, you want a turkey panini? Hell yeah, I want a
Hey.
turkey panini.
Yeah.
Put that panini in my mouth.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Jesus.
Panini just turns people. You know?
It does, bro. You get turned for no reason. Put it in my mouth.
Yeah, he's come back, your shirt's tied up in the middle. You're like, I got a panini.
My name ain't even James anymore. Call me Twan. That's right.
Well, guys, I know
I
we
wanna
just the things you'll do.
Right?
We just recently celebrated the 4th of July, which got me thinking about there's a lot of holidays that are really, there's festivities behind them and that seem to matter more. 4th of July is definitely one. I think New Year's Day, New Year's Eve matter to us. Labor Day matters, Memorial Day, President's Day because you get off work, and of course like Christmas and Thanksgiving. But it started making me think, so I went in and I started looking at like holidays that are calendar holidays that just I don't think really matter. And I think that there should have maybe we should revamp them and make them a little bit more relevant. So I started thinking about a list. Well, I got a list here too. Let me give a couple off, and I'd love to hear yours. February 2nd is Groundhog's Day. You guys are all familiar with Groundhog's Day.
Yes, yeah.
It's just this archaic holiday to keep this town in Pennsylvania going. You know, basically, this is all they got. This is their Mount Rushmore. This is all they got, and they need it. But I don't think it's a valuable holiday. I do think we should change an early week February holiday, and I think we should have Super Bowl Monday, where everybody has off the Monday after Super Bowl.
I'm with that.
Everybody calls in work anyway. Everybody calls in work the day after Super Bowl.
So just to feel you out here, you're all for putting an entire town of people out of work.
Yes. Stop.
But you're also all about giving everybody a day off work to recover from a football game.
Yes, because here's the deal.
Okay.
How much money do you spend on Groundhog's Day, Mike?
We're talking about an entire city of people, though.
Yeah, man. Sometimes the entire city's doing something stupid. You ever been to Mississippi? Name one of their places. You know, pick a town there.
I went to Mississippi. They were very friendly, Miguel. I stopped for directions, and a nice gentleman told me take a left at the third burning cross. And I remember it was
every time you stop for directions in Mississippi, they look at you and just give you directions to leave Mississippi. Yeah, they're like, yeah, just make a left and make another left and get on out of here, boy. You know?
I'm just saying, Groundhog Day. Sure. Groundhog Day gave us a great Bill Murray film. The day after the Super Bowl has given us nothing.
You're right. So we can keep the Groundhog Day, the movie. We'll just play it all day on Groundhog Day, like A Christmas Story on TBS. But let's take it off our calendars. James, you got one that you think needs to go also?
Well, mine falls in line with the same kind of logic that you have for the day after Super Bowl. And mine is the day after New Year's Eve. Let's take that day off. New Year's Eve?
It's called New Year's Day, and we got it off already.
Well, jobs I had, we were not off.
You work hospitality, which let's face it, hospitality is not known. You work every day when you work hospitality. But most people with regular
New Year's Day, James.
Yeah.
No, we're not. We're definitely not. Man. I was not off when I worked at the theme parks. We had to work that day. So
if you work at the theme parks, you're not even off if there's a category.
Christmas, Thanksgiving,
COVID,
you still working. Mm-hmm. Highest cases of COVID, and Disney's like, we'll see you in a week.
Who's gonna sell these churros, Mike?
That's okay. What we did is we put filters in the Pluto costumes, so now our guys can be out there breathing easily in 98-degree weather.
Ken, this one I think me and you would agree with. We got Columbus Day. That's October 16th. If you live up north, you get Columbus Day off. You know, you live up in north, you're off. You're in the south, you don't get Columbus Day off. And in the West Coast, you don't get Columbus Day off. And you're supposed to celebrate Columbus and his discovery of the new world. And there's a lot of controversy with Columbus, though. There's a lot, because a lot of people look at Christopher Columbus as a person who disintegrated like indigenous people and helped us evolve into some of the loss of indigenous lives throughout. So if we're going to celebrate somebody October 16th that discovered something awesome that we want to celebrate, I say we do Dre Day. And we just celebrate. We make Dre Day a real holiday, not just a song. And I mean, this guy discovered the G-Funk sound. Now, Christopher Columbus, man, there's some controversy about him. Sure, there's controversy about Dr. Dre. I know some women who don't like him. But here's the deal, man. G-Funk sound, still bumping in my car. Nina, Pinta, Santa Maria haven't made one slapper. So,
it's true.
So on Dre Day, you get to smoke the chronic with no trouble.
Yeah.
You get to drink.
Yeah,
and everybody gets to roll in a six flow.
Every parade is just 6'4s, bro.
I know nothing about history, but wasn't the Nina Pinta Santa Maria the Pilgrims?
Probably. No. The Pilgrims came over on the Mayflower. The Pilgrims came over the Mayflower. Columbus came on the Nina Pinta Santa Maria because they were Spanish-sponsored planes.
Okay.
Boats, boats.
Planes. Thanks, Trump. Tell us more about that.
Yeah. Yo, real talk. If Mike was right, I'm about to say, look, we don't know nothing about our history because James don't know people off on New Year's Day.
Ken, don't act like for a split second you're like, yeah, Mike's right. I saw you lean back like, yeah, that's better.
With you, Mike. I was with you, bro. I was with you.
Also, man, we know the name of Dr. Dre's car is a 64 Impala, so he matters more.
Mike, you should know that because Malcolm X gave a speech on that, so you should have knew that one.
We didn't land on Plymouth Rock.
He didn't name the
we landed 30 miles up the road.
Yes, he did. Miguel. Yes, he did.
He said the Mayflower? That's the boat. No, he says Plymouth Rock.
No, we didn't come over on the Nina, Santa Maria, or that other boat. We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Yeah, that's what he said.
Plymouth Rock.
Those three didn't land on Plymouth Rock either.
Yeah,
they landed in Puerto Rico. You know.
Yeah. There you go. One
last one for you guys. December, we got Christmas, we got Kwanzaa, we got Hanukkah, we got New Year's. It's a lot going on. We already know now we can take a month off and still make it. Let's just take the whole month of December off, get ourselves right. Because we've all did COVID. If not, man, we bring back COVID March again every year in honor of the lockdown. But I think we all felt okay. If we knew we were going back to work in January, all of us are pretty cool with taking another month off to just, our houses never look better. We never smoke no more meats. I think Netflix would sponsor this one. They'd be like, listen, man, just give them all of December off. And then Netflix will drop all the bangers. Every episode of Saved by the Bell will be uploaded. The college years, all the good stuff.
Gotcha.
The college years.
Oh, the college years.
Yeah, you never saw the college years?
You never saw the college years?
It was awful, bro.
Yeah, it was. But you
saw
Zach
it,
Morris
though.
was using steroids.
Yeah.
Like the college years, Zach came more swole than Slater. He was juicy, you know?
I remember that, bro.
Like, why's Zach got a bunch of acne and always slapping streets?
Zach was like the re-release of He-Man toys. Remember how He-Man we had? It was like, he was big, but when he came back out, they were like those WWF figures.
Yeah.
He-Man came back out like he just did 8 years in a federal prison. Like, it's like, I don't remember He-Man having a swastika on his neck. He-Man's like, I don't remember asking you to ask any questions.
Yeah. Nah, He-Man came out like he was coming for the home run record, bro. He was on all the steroids. He was Mark McGuire, bro.
Man.
Oh, he was on Mark McGuire.
Here's what I never got. Thundercats. We all familiar with Thundercats?
Oh, yeah.
How's Lion-O? Lion-O was a little kid, and then they had to go all get like cryogenically frozen, and then he woke up just immensely ripped. Like, how do you sleep for 10 years or how long he slept and just wake up looking like Conseco? Like,
he had a feeding tube.
Good genes. Yeah.
He had a feeding tube.
Well, I'm sure when you go into cryogenic sleep, part of it is injecting you with steroids to kind of, keep your body muscles. Maybe it was just too much. Maybe.
You think Snarf had to wake up every day and just run his legs? Snarf has to lift weights with Lion-O.
Yeah. Was I the only one that thought Snarf was the gay character on there?
No, man, Lion-O was gay. Lion-O was gay. And that was I thought that was a huge gay role model because here's Lion-O. He's the leader. He's cool as hell. He's gay. And as a kid, I'm like, all right.
Yeah, never tries to throw it to Tigra or Chitara, which I'm sorry,
You're
Chitara
right.
was hot.
Yeah, man.
Lion-O had a glove with emeralds on it. You are absolutely right.
Sword of Omens. Tell me why my father doesn't like me. Hey, guys, real quick. We're going to break. When we come back, man, we'll discuss some sex tech and we'll have Ken Miller bring up his movie of the week. You're listening to Real Laughs on Real Radio 104.1. Welcome back to Real Laughs on Real Radio 104.1. I am your host, Miguel Colon. As always, remember that you can listen to our shows available on the iHeart app, iTunes, and Spotify. We've got over 300 shows in the catalog, so check us out, man. And it's full of entertainment. And we're welcoming our newest cast members, of course, Mr. Mike Hurley, Mr. Ken Miller, and then my old school throwback road dog homie, James Yawn.
That's right.
Guys, real quick, I was looking up some stuff that article popped up, and it was interesting. It said the oldest dildo that was ever created was 30,000 years old. Yeah, 30,000 years old. So sex toys have been around at least 30,000 years. And because of that, I started looking into more of the newer tech that's involved in the sex industry, because it popped up in my Robinhood app actually with stock. The tech industry is really blowing up with sex toys, especially with COVID-19, causing a lot of people not to be able to leave their homes and sort of being able to have to do their freak on by themselves. And so I found out that there's 3 new sex toys on the market that are supposed to be like revolutionary, and you can actually follow them. Some of the all 3 of these are on public traded companies. There's a thing called the Vesper vibrating bullet. Now check this out. It is a vibrating bullet sex toy, right? Don't be scared, Jace. No, it is Bluetooth operated so that you can operate it from your phone, but it's worn on a necklace as a pendant. So you're basically wearing it around all day. It's like your Jesus piece, but it's a poontang piece.
Yo, the Jesus piece, bro.
And the thing about this is they just re-released the app for it, because one of the problems that the app was having is it was easily hacked. So people were able to hack into your sex toy app while you were using it. So I mean, that means like you're sitting there, you're trying to get all private, you're trying to have a good time, you've got this thing hooked up to your downstairs, and somebody else is like in Nigeria, like, I think we've got his bank account. Oh wait, it's something else.
Yeah, I used to work at a bar in Port St. Lucie, Florida, where a husband and wife would come in all the time, and they were of that alternate lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know, really cool, laid back, awesome people, very friendly as they usually are. And he would come in all the time, and what he liked to do is his wife had a remote assistant device that she wore in her underwear, and he had a key fob. And what he liked to do to everybody who walked in, he's like, "Hey man, I've been drinking. Do you mind seeing if you can set off my car alarm? I just had these batteries changed." So he would just get random guys at the bar to keep pressing the key fob, and it would be activating that. And like, unless you were a regular, you didn't know what was going on. And I'm just like, if my sex life ever gets this boring, this is what I have to do. It's over, man. It's over.
Wow.
You imagine when he is like drunk sometimes, and he's like looking for his car keys, and he's just like, "Unlock, unlock!" And his wife's upstairs screaming.
Like,
yeah.
Who do you think hid the keys?
Yeah. he gets carjacked, and they're like, "Give me the keys. Get out the car." And they're looking at her like, "What's your problem?" She's like, "Ah."
Jeez.
Oh my goodness, yo, this might be the one.
Hopefully, man. I need Tuesdays off. One of the other things that's really big in the sex industry right now, technical wise, is weird. You guys have heard of deep fakes before, right? Where they take videos and they basically can, like, I think one of the big ones that we all saw was the deep fake Obama video, where it looked really like President Obama. The voice was pretty much on, and they had him just saying whatever they want him to say. And the deep fake technology can use facial recognition technology to map your face onto someone else, and then they use voice technology to take snippets of things you've said and create audio for it. Well, there's all this deep fake porn that's going out where you hire these sites and you give them pictures of either celebrities you've always wanted to see porn, or exes of yours, or people that you've known. And they create, like people do it as revenge porn. It's pretty messed up. Wow. People have made videos and been like, this is my wife Tara and my ex-wife Tara, and this is her with the whole 76 Lakers. You know, and you're like,
let me put this out there right now, because I have dreams and aspirations of running for public office. If you see any tapes with me in them, they're definitely deep fake tapes. Like, I just swear. And it might have like a timestamp, and it might look like my high school posters in the background, but they were definitely made not by me.
Somebody's going to tell me, I could tell this was a deep fake. They were making fun of you, Miguel. Look how fat they made you. Look how small they made you. I was like, yep. That's a deep fake.
Yeah.
You got it.
It's scary. There's an app out there Miguel, now for your iPhone called Impressions. Impressions. And I tried it the other day. You can get like a 3-day trial for nothing. You can pick a celebrity and they put it over your face. And it's not like the older ones where they just face shift you together. Yeah. Like I picked Robert Downey Jr. And dude, they send it back to you like 5 minutes later, whatever you said, and they do that mapping, that face mapping, and it looks pretty legit, man. It looks pretty good. Scary.
as much as I'm against this for like using it for like revenge porn and stuff like that, I am going to use this for real laugh drops. And it's going to be like, hey, this is Tupac. And you're listening to Real Laugh in the year 2020.
Yeah,
James,
that's funny, dude. I think I might start doing those videos. Like
do
tonight,
it,
I'll be Tupac promoting the video tonight.
Yeah.
I think Dorian Gale, who does a great Kevin Hart and also Chris Rock, he found that app, and that's where I first saw it before I tried it. And he's been putting out some great videos, man, where if you didn't know any better, you'd be like, that's Chris Rock, man.
Wow.
Good. That's nuts, man. Well, to segue away from making revenge porn.
Whoa. I was just getting in my groove.
Only a true artist could do. Another kind of crime that's big right now and forever has been things like identity theft and check washing and stuff like that. And Ken Miller, for your retro movie review, you just watched a movie about a dude. Sneeze. Go sneeze. Build up the tension. You just watched a movie about a dude.
I like how before the show Ken showed us how fancy his headset was with the button that mutes him and everything, but when he has to sneeze, he needs to take everything off and leave the room.
Off the whole camera, bro.
Well, Ken, your retro movie review is about a criminal who was super successful in things like check washing and identity theft. You just watched for the first time Catch Me If You Can. How was that?
Man, let me tell you something, bro. Movie was amazing, and my wife picked this movie out, and I was like, it's gonna be bad. It was so good. First of all, it stars a very young Leonardo DiCaprio. If you don't know who Leonardo DiCaprio was, he was leader of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now, he was feeling like their leader, and he decided he was tired of living in the sewers, so he started going out making all these movies and stuff. And it was so dope. And then he was getting chased by FBI agent that was played by Forrest Gump. Because you can't tell me that Tom Hanks isn't Forrest Gump in every movie. He does something. The hands on the hips, the talk. He does something in every movie that's like super Forrest Gumpy. So he was being tailed by him. But one of the things I love so much about this movie, besides the fact that he was able to steal like $4 million in checks in the 60s. In the 60s, yo. And he was like 16 years old. He slept with Jennifer Garner, Ellen Pompano, and Amy Adams in the same movie. In the same movie, like 3 A-list celebrities he got to have sex with in the same movie. That's why he's my favorite Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, bro. He got to sleep with these women, man. This dude.
You don't think Raphael could have done it because he was the bad boy?
Nah, man, he a bad boy. He would have punched Amy Adams in the face and it would have been over. It would have.
Donatello would have been in bed with her and been like, "It's not you. It's just I'm not really into the whole woman thing."
Yeah. So, 100%. Yeah, 100%. He couldn't do it, bro. But before the kid was like 18, dude, he was a pilot. He pretended to be a pilot, a lawyer, a doctor. The dude he passed the bar exam. Like he legit passed the bar exam, bro.
You're like hiring him as your lawyer, and you're like, "Weren't you my pilot?"
Yo, that's one thing about the movie I kept saying. Like, I'm like, he's in this place over and over again. Not one person ever was like, "Hey, wasn't you the pilot on my last flight?" Nah, bro. I've been doing surgeries, bro, for like 2 years. You never saw me on a plane. But it was such a good movie. But the thing that really fascinated about me about how could you get away with something like that for a short period of time? But then I realized it's the 60s. Everything bad happened in the 60s. The most prolific serial killer, 60s. The biggest check fraud, 60s. The most racism, right now. Right now. But you could to the point he was so good, the FBI hired him to find check forgeries, bro. Find check.
You know what's funny? They probably hired him in the first like 3 weeks. He was like, "Oh no, this is me." You know?
Circulated back.
I forgot.
Circulated back. So I really enjoyed the movie. I want to say shout out to Leonardo. I'm glad you got up out the sewers. You making movies now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love Leonardo on everything he did. So for you, brother, you see it, baby. Y'all see it. You get 2 crown apples on the rocks, my friend.
Woo! There you go. Nice.
Movie gets 2 crown apples, bro. I actually watch this. I know I love it. Y'all know if I like it, I watch it again, and I watch it a second time, and it's just as good. It's such a it's such a great movie. And I know I joke about the characters and stuff. Leonardo DiCaprio, I can't believe hasn't won at least 5 Oscars.
Yeah,
I can't believe he hasn't won at least 5. The dude has like 1 Oscar, like one. I think 1 or 2.
Did he win for the? Did he?
That
win
was
for
the one where he got mauled by a bear. No.
Okay, so he went for The Departed. Oh, see, The Departed. I thought when I watched The Departed, it reminds me a lot of Goodfellas in the fact that I feel the tension of the actors. The helicopter scene in Goodfellas. When I was a kid, I watched it. I was like, man, that's tense. As an adult, knowing problems and what life can be like, watching that scene, I was like, oh my God, that's so tense. And the whole Departed, watching Leonardo DiCaprio be undercover and feel alone. I watched that whole movie the whole time, and I could feel his tension.
Yeah, and it's so funny.
He was great.
And he was great in Critters. He was in Critters 3.
When you think about that, when you think about Leonardo and winning for The Revenant, I felt the same way when Denzel won for Training Day. It wasn't his best part. They were like, we got to give Leonardo something.
Yeah.
I think my favorite film of Leonardo DiCaprio's is Gangs of New York. I thought that was done so well. I thought, what? Nah. You never saw it?
I've never seen Gangs.
I'm not recommending any movies to Ken anymore because I recommend movies I like to Ken. Ken watches 20 minutes and goes, that's crap.
I love Leonardo. So next week, Gangs of New York.
Yeah. Basketball Diaries with him is pretty good too, man.
I've never seen that either.
Yeah, it's just a rough movie. Yeah,
it's good.
But The Departed would probably be my favorite. I would go with The Departed. When he didn't win for The Departed, I'm like, what? Wait, what? Mm-hmm. What? Matter of fact, I'm about to look up and see who was in that category that he didn't win. Like, I need to know who
won that year.
Win. Yeah.
Miguel, it's funny that you mentioned that helicopter scene from Goodfellas because, like when you grow up and you kind of have more idea of how the world works, you realize just how stressful that is.
Yeah.
I was actually last week, I was at Gringos Locos over on Michigan and Orange. Yeah. And they had squad cars at every corner, and I see the helicopter flying over the spotlight. I'm on the phone. I'm in the parking lot. I'm eating my taco, and all of a sudden, the spotlight just shines on me, and they hover for like 30 seconds while I'm just eating a taco on the phone looking up. And at first I'm like, yeah, it's me. And then once I realized they weren't taking the light off me, all of a sudden I'm like, wait a minute, what did I do? Did I do anything? Like I started feeling guilty. For the first 10 seconds, I knew I was innocent. But after 30 seconds of shining light at me, I'm like, oh, this isn't going to end well.
It's like I watch the first 48 sometimes. And I'm like, man, after day 2, I'd be like, whatever, I shot Quan. Let me go to bed. You know?
I just want to sleep. I just really want to sleep. Yeah.
So check this out, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm looking up that year. It was 2007. First of all, Dreamgirls, amazing movie, got nominated for like 8 awards. Eight of them. Best Picture, The Departed won Best Picture over Babel, Letters from Iwo Jima, Little Miss Sunshine and the Queen. Do you understand? He wasn't even nominated. He was nominated for Blood Diamond.
Wow, Blood Diamond was a dope movie though too, man.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio that year was nominated for Blood Diamond, along with Ryan Gosling, Half Nelson, Peter O'Toole, Venus, Will Smith, Pursuit of Happiness, and the winner of Best Actor was Forrest Whitaker, The Last King of Scotland.
I
hope Forrest Whitaker used that money to get eye surgery.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we got to go to commercial break. When we come back, we'll hear about some parenting things that we considered normal when we were kids that we would never do now as parents. You're listening to Real Laughs on Real Radio 104.1. Welcome back to Real Laughs on Real Radio 104.1. Remember, as always, we're available on the iHeartRadio app, iTunes, and Spotify. I'm joined in virtual studio today with Mike Herlihy, Ken Miller, and James Yon. Now, guys, you guys are all parents, and I'm not. So
quit your bragging.
Yeah. But I like to I'm a very nostalgic person. I think all of us to an extent are. We like to really look back and reminisce on our childhood. And there were a lot of things that I did as a kid that I was totally cool with. I think that was totally fine for my parents to allow. But I would never allow a kid that I was watching to do now, or one of my like nieces or nephews. Do you guys ever look back on the way your parents parent and you were totally fine with it for you, but you would never do it for your kids now? Like Dave.
100%, man. Yeah, 100%,
bro. We had zero rules. When the summertime hit, I lived in the housing projects. So we moved to another housing projects, right? And what we did was in the summer, we would go stay with my aunt, who wasn't my aunt. It was my mom's best friend, but we call her Aunt Hattie. Yeah. But we would go stay with her, and she would let us stay out until like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Like we would be hooping. Yep. We would play hide and go get it. Like we would. Yeah. I'm like, and now with my kids say, "Can I spend the night over somebody's house?" I'm like, "Hell no, you ain't staying over nobody. You ain't about to be playing hide and go get it. No, you can stay your ass right here with your father, and we can watch Hamilton."
Yeah.
Man, no, bro.
I used to ride my bike everywhere. I mean, you could look at my physique now and tell that's out. But I used to ride everywhere. And I mean, we would go, I think you guys have done it too, where you end up riding on like a highway or, and you're like, gotta be smart, stay on this side of the road, be quick. Also, I used to do the thing where it's like, let's ride against traffic so I could see the cars coming, so they wouldn't be behind me. And, I lawn darts. You guys remember lawn darts, man?
Bruh.
Like, adults would buy them for you and be like, here's some spears. Go play with your cousin, And I think any of us that ever played lawn darts, you all remember the game where you would just throw it straight up in the air and then everybody would take off running. Yeah.
It's called scatter. Yeah.
If y'all ever meet my brother Dwayne, he will tell you the story where he said, "Kenneth, don't run. If you run, I'm gonna throw it at you." And I ran, and he threw the lawn dart, bro. And it was like slow motion, and it hit me in the back of the calf, like I got shot. I just
you were like Ricky. You were Ricky from Boys in the
Hood. And my mama whooped me because I ran.
Yeah. I think
don't run.
I think I met Dwayne at your wedding. He was the guy with the dart sticking out the top of his head. So that we can't remove it. It's holding everything in place.
Oh, son. How are we still alive? How are kids from the 70s and 80s still alive, bro?
I'm going to tell you this, though, and I swear by it. Bicycle helmets actually hindered kids. Because kids who wear bicycle helmets, they're less afraid. And so they pass on these genes of, I could get hit by a car and I'll be fine. But our generation didn't wear bicycle helmets. So we knew look both ways meant so much more. Well,
that's like our playgrounds. I mean, when I was learning to do monkey bars, underneath you had cement. So you fall once, you get out of your body cast 2 months later. You're like, I'm not letting go again, hell or high water. So then they replace cement with mulch, which is really just large splinters. That's all it is. So you catch a couple of those, get infection. Once you get your arm amputated, you're like, when I get back, I'm going to learn how to do the one-arm monkey bar. Now you go to my kid's school and they got recycled rubber tires. So if you drop off, you bounce back up, catch on again. I'm like, that's not. That's like learning how to do monkey bars with a trampoline under you. That's not how life works. You fall, you get hurt, you get back up.
And Mike, one thing you got to remember too, when we were playing on a playground, it was made of steel in the middle of summer, and it
in
did
Florida,
not have
110 degrees.
Yeah.
And
I will actually was. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, do you even?
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Do you even remember like our safety tips? Like it wasn't like we were told if there was like a stranger that was like lurking around, like angrily. I remember my father be like, "Don't talk to him." Not like, "Hey man, if you talk to that guy, he might molest, kill, or kidnap." My dad would be like, "Don't do it. I know he says he's got puppies, but we're not getting a damn dog, so don't do it." Like I remember really. I mean, honestly, I know I'm exaggerating, but I remember like things like stranger danger and stuff like that. It wasn't told compassionately. It wasn't like, like, hey, like there's people out in this world that might do horrible things to you. They're like, listen, before you and your friends go outside, don't get kidnapped.
Yeah.
Give me a beer.
Remember going trick-or-treating as a kid by yourself?
Yeah. Oh, remember they would make you take your 6-year-old whatever, be like, hey, take them with you. Because if you're going to get beat up by older kids, I want all of you to beat up at the same time.
We walked around all of Greensboro on Halloween with our we had pillowcases.
Pillowcases,
yeah. And we walked around the whole city. Now my kids go trick or treating, I'm right behind them.
Yeah,
and we go to two blocks.
My mama never went trick or treating with me, bro.
Never.
I can't think of my head not one time. But Mike, I want to get back to you. So that the rubber stuff at the playground.
Yeah.
So me and my wife just redid our yard. Instead of mulch, we put the rubber stuff.
Who are you?
Yeah, we put the rubber stuff down because it lasts longer. It lasts longer.
You know what? I feel like your white character Timothy is becoming more you than you.
Yeah, that's right.
So, me and LaShawn, we call her Jane now. We call her Jane.
My wife is
Marcy. It's easier for the neighbors to pronounce.
Yeah,
We're just
Marcy and I'm Tib.
It's Karen.
What's the worst?
So what happened with so I had the mulch. And I was getting all these irritations, and I was taking Benadryl every night, and Claritin just doesn't work for the mulch. It's not good for you. So I went with the rubber because it lasts longer and it's good for the environment. You recycle tires. Yep. You recycle tires. You put them in your yard, and it's great.
Otherwise, they burn them, and it goes into the atmosphere.
And it destroys the ozone. And the Earth is not round.
And it's not the Earth. The Earth isn't ours. We're taking care of it for our children.
Yeah, I don't mind if they kneel it. I don't mind if they kneel at basketball, but they better not be kneeling at our sports. You know.
I will tell you this though, man. I feel like
I'm in trouble for this one because
we're
maybe.
done.
Okay, cool.
Maybe. I will say this though, man. I think kids are less creative than we were because now I hear about all this trying to keep weapons out of schools, and we never had guns or knives in schools when I was in elementary school because you knew when you got to school, the stuff in school it was prison rules.
Yeah,
you had remember every year they make you buy a compass and a protractor, and I never made nothing with a compass and a protractor. It was plastic knuckles and stabby thing, you know? So if you had to go recess and somebody was looking for you, you're like, I'm grabbing my plastic knuckles and my stabby thing.
Or
and
the paper cutter, the machete on a stick.
Just take it right off, right? My lunchbox was made of die-cast metal.
Yeah.
I could beat anybody with my Rambo lunchbox. They weren't coming
somebody
back.
get killed in a movie? Didn't they take that thing off?
The faculty, man. Josh Hartnett. Yeah, man. Classic, Ken. Watch it.
I've seen the faculty.
I love how that thing can't cut through 2 slices of paper or 2 pieces of paper, but will cleaver off a head. Yeah.
What's your? Do you guys have like a worst playground injury? I'll tell you 2 of mine. One was we were playing The Ground is Lava. And that game, you're so inspired to not die in the lava, you'll kill yourself in real life. You'll leap from a monkey bar, and you're like, "Oh, I'm 3 feet off." I leaped from The Ground is Lava from on top of the I don't remember the not the swings. I can't remember this. Oh, it's almost like a zip line thing, but it was hooked up to a bar. Do you guys remember that?
They still got them.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So that was a great one. So I'm on top of there trying to, and I can't walk it. So I'm kind of like monkey hanging, you know. And I'm like, okay, I've messed up here. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, I can let go of this and catch onto this. No, I was a fat kid, so no. I let go to try to catch onto the zip line thing, just completely miss it and hit my head on one of those wooden borders that kept the concrete divided. Like they still had, still had border. I'm out for at least a couple seconds. And what do kids do when one of their friends knocks out? They scatter. Everybody takes off because they don't want to be around me because I'm hurt and we're all going to get in trouble. Mm-hmm. And then another time I jumped off, Ground is Lava again, landed straight on a nail, probably a 2-inch nail. Went through my foot. The bleeding was so bad. And I tried to walk home and my shoe kept filling with blood. Like enough, maybe enough. I put super glue on the bottom of my foot because I didn't want my mom to say I couldn't play in the playground anymore. And it wasn't working because my foot bends and stuff. Yeah. So literally I come in about 8 o'clock at night. This happened at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. 8 o'clock at night, I come in knocking on my mom's room. Her and my dad are just sitting in bed. I'm in base, Ken. I'm in like Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. And I just open the door. I'm like sheet white. And I'm like, we need to go to the hospital. And they're like, what happened? Wow. I'm losing a lot of blood. My mom's like, how? And I'm like, just get me to the hospital. I'll talk about it later.
Wow.
You guys got any playground injuries?
You could have lost your foot.
Oh, well, I'm going to lose it now because of sugar, but you know.
Nah, we don't talk about it because we ain't snitches.
Mine was a seesaw, bro.
Yeah,
Do they still have the seesaw in parks now? I don't even know if they still do the seesaw. Well, we used to do this thing where you would get up, and if the person got off, and you would just crash. So we would try to test that game, and I was always good at it. I was always able to get off. But one time I had a cousin, man. She got me up, and then my brother got to talking to me because they were trying to set me up because I never lost a game. And I'm over there talking. I look, and Chevelle got up, and before I knew it was like I was falling off of Nakatomi, bro. I was just like, man, I hit my booty on that ground with that wood, bruh. But let me tell you something. They didn't even scatter. They was laughing. I scattered because I ran home and told on everybody, and my mama whooped me for telling.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Snitches get stitches started with parents.
They do. That's right. I didn't get hurt on the playground, but I was there and I witnessed a dude get hurt. He dislocated his elbow, so his arm was just hanging from like this part right here, the wrong way, dude. And I'm like you, Ken. Like you ran home. Like we were not. It was at school, so we didn't want to get in trouble with the teacher because we dared him to do something dumb. But we dispersed. We were gone. And the teacher was like, "Did anybody see anything?" We're like, "Nope."
And you're just sitting there in your classroom doing homework during recess. And like, did somebody see anything? I don't know, ma'am. I'm working on this homework.
I was writing a letter to Jesus. I don't know.
Can you actually help me with this part here and sit with me for a second? Let's talk about the book we read. That's what look at his arm.
How do you spell alibi?
I don't think I had any major injuries on the playground. I remember giving a kid a major injury because you remember that merry-go-round thing?
Oh, that one needs to be banned. The merry-go-round needs to be banned.
Because
I think that was gone.
The whole goal of that was to spin it so fast that everybody shot off it, right? And the rule was roll away if you fall off. You don't want to get caught under it. Yeah. And remember, you would use it so much, it would leave like a track mark in the dirt around it where it would start digging into the ground. Yeah. Why nobody hooked that up to some sort of generator? We could have cut down on the power bill of that whole school just to keep the lights on.
Seriously, Jay-Z has a company that those playgrounds pump water. Yeah, they pump water in villages.
But I was going around, and I remember I was sliding off, and I grabbed the bar, so my legs were sticking off, but I was trying to pull on. At the time, some girl was walking by, and like my body eventually got far enough out that my legs just came behind her where she was walking and took her out, so she went backwards. And then I was like, don't walk so close to the merry-go-round. I don't know what
Dang, Mike.
Young Mike Hurley, he was such an OG that he was like, hey, yo, you play by the merry-go-round, you get hurt. What's the,
Hey, girl, can't help but notice I swept you off your feet back there. You're welcome.
And then, like, while Mike's just looking at them, like, some guy's coming up, giving him some lollipops. He's like, here you go, Mr. Hurley. He's like, you're short again. I told you 4 lollipops, Kevin. Every week you're coming to me with 3. I don't
What's the sense? What's the sense in having the safety patrol on the take if I can't even get a case or 2?
Hey, guys, thank you so much for listening to our show. As always, we appreciate it. We'll be going. You can listen to us again tomorrow night and Thursday night on Real Radio 104.1, 9 p.m. to 10 p.m., or as always on the iHeartRadio app. Signing off for Mike Hurley, Ken Miller, James Yon, and myself, Miguel Colon. Y'all have a great night.